Let's go, let's go, let's go, and welcome to the Art of Music Tech podcast. I'm your host, Fela, and I'm here with my co-host, Dennis.
I'm here, guys. How you doing?
Hey, we're at the One of One Production Studio in Fort Lee, New Jersey, where you can get your content and podcast done here too. Um, but yeah, we are today. This is gonna be a good one because we're used to
Must
talking
be.
about Lewitt in the microphone
World.
category,
Yeah.
which we're using, of course, Lewitt microphones in this recording right now. But we're also using the Lewitt CONNECT6 audio interface. Uh, this one is another great one for content creators, but also musicians. So we're gonna get deep into both sides of that in this episode. So yeah, let's just get right into some of the basic specs
Capabilities. Yeah.
of this. It's a 2-channel audio interface with 72 dB of gain on each studio grade
Preamp.
preamp that's inside of the
Mm-hmm.
actual Lewitt box, which I'm pointing at if you're watching it on video, and a gang of USB-C
Ports.
ports, which we're going to use in this episode today. I mean, you can use it for charging. There's one for your mobile phone. You have
Mm-hmm.
an 1/8-inch jack on the back of this.
Yes, two. One aux in, and the other one is, I
Oh
guess,
yeah, aux out for
out for
speakers.
for
Yeah. So
3.5 speaker output, as well
yeah,
as TRS left right.
yeah,
So technically, two sets of speakers.
yeah. So that alone, like it makes it flexible for your mixing as well as recording,
Mm-hmm.
which we're doing right now. Um, we're gonna get first into the music part because you've been working and
I've been doing a lot of
recording.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of test recordings before we started working on the actual performance video because I wanted to know how preamps work and the routing, the headphone mixes and all of that. And I want to start with the preamp section and analog to digital converters and digital to analog converters. So you can use the interface for post production, whether you do mixes or you had a podcast, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
The preamps are truly amazing. They sound clean as Lewitt website and the company itself. They claim that crystal clear preamps and
Mm-hmm.
crystal clear converters, low noise, and plenty of gain to connect. Whether you're using dynamic or condenser mic, you have plenty of gain to work with both. Which during recording I used condenser and dynamic and had no issues. On top of that, DSP is very
Low latency,
low
right? As
latency
well.
is and very good sounding DSP.
Uh-huh.
Like I used EQ and compressor on the recording straight to tape,
Mm-hmm.
so it goes through the EQ and compressor to tape, and you can save presets. So I was doing test recordings. I saved the preset, then I came back to the preset and just pull up the preset and start recording, which is very
Nice.
useful. And on this podcast recording, we just use high pass filter, which
Yeah.
you can access through Control Center, the software on the Lewitt website. You can download the software too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, we've been recording video with the music and putting everything together for this, and it's been pretty smooth too, as
Yeah, the
far as
workflow.
production layout and how to get to things. To go back to the actual hardware of the box, the CONNECT6 box, it also has 2 headphone outs.
Yeah, very, yeah,
So which we're
very
both
cool.
using.
And you're using 1/8 inch, and I use 1/4 inch
Yep.
output.
I'm using my in ears. He got his custom in ears in as well,
Yeah.
and we're able to adjust how the volume to each set of headsets using this very big button in the middle just by toggling
You just press and
on the actual interface, which is really cool because you can scroll through headphone 1 and 2 as well as
input 1 and 2.
input 1 and 2, and as well as your speaker output
Yep, left, right.
left right. So yeah, lots of options. Very big, nice button. A nice
Oh, very smooth. Yeah, I
smooth.
love it.
Yeah,
It's like you have, you know how you have a monitor controller with that big knob? You
yeah.
switch between different pairs.
Uh-huh.
I like that. And the actual move, when you move it, it's actually
The
smooth.
SPL
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's very smooth. So on when you don't want to go through the software, you just want to do it on board, which another cool feature when you're not connected to the laptop and you don't have access to the software. Everything you dialed in your laptop or your computer saved on the interface, right? So when you disconnect, so utilizing this big button, you can adjust gain and all the other things without even looking at, you know, just without anything else. So
Yeah.
let's say the cool feature, like we were trying to do earlier, connect the interface to whether your iPad or Android or any other device, right?
Uh-huh.
So when you want to go live to Instagram, you don't need a laptop.
Exactly.
So you can just use the interface and USB-C output, whether you use Android or iPhone, Mac, PC, whatever.
And to me, I think this is the heaviest piece of equipment that I know of at the moment that you can go to IG with.
That's interesting, yeah, because we haven't done it.
Since we're now going to get into the content creation side
Yeah,
of it
but we
now.
are going to do it very soon because we're still playing around and trying to figure out what's the workflow for what we do.
Yeah.
Like we don't stream per se. Like we
Yeah.
don't do Twitch or stuff like that. But
A lot.
yeah, but now that we have such a great device, going Instagram Live is like a possibility.
Yeah. It's more of a turn on.
Yeah, because
Because
yeah,
usually
phone
the
speaker
audio on
and yeah,
that
it's just
stuff is
trash.
just it's horrible. And I just kind of lose interest, and it's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
bad. So
it is what it is. But yeah,
yeah,
with Lewitt CONNECT6, it's finally possible. Should we get into? So for purpose of this video, we have two phones pre-gamed, right? One is an iPhone connected to USB-C in the back of the interface, right?
yep,
And the other phone, I have Android that's connected through aux-in using 1/8 inch cable. So we're gonna play two samples. So we're gonna start with an iPhone, and another cool thing that aux-in is 3 and 4 in your DAW. We're using Logic, and mobile input is 5 and 6. So if you want to record, like we're recording interview now, and we want to push more content within the recording, right? So we don't have to do it post production. We
yeah,
can do it on the fly.
yeah. Basically, giving yourself a full on show and kind of in the can. You don't have to go back. Let me add this.
Yeah,
Like
this is.
we could end up doing sound effects and everything.
Oh yeah, let's do. Okay, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play an audio from aux-in on my phone, which I already have pre-game. Let's hear it. Okay, so that was aux-in. Any device that you have 1/8 inch, or
Yeah.
I mean, you can convert from any output to 8-inch. I mean, there are plenty of cables around.
Yeah, exactly.
Any stereo device, like a
Yeah,
record player. I don't know.
yeah,
Oh, technically, you can record a record player.
yeah. Sound effects machine,
Sound effects.
anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
makes it very
Let's use your
flexible.
phone. Okay.
All right, there we go. And that was easy enough. Attaching my iPad to the Connect 6. Um, you know what? I haven't updated. We were having trouble attaching my phone. And I haven't updated my phone, so that may be the issue. And I know that my iPad is on the latest thing. But it was nice and smooth through my iPad, through his Android on
8-inch. Yeah.
8th inch, and oh yeah, the iPad is through USB-C. Um, Great connection. Can't complain. Uh, Again, it gives you the ability to either like do a show straight through, put it into the can, not have to edit and come back and add in sound effects, intro, outro, um, which just saves you a lot of time as a content creator. You want to be able to, put out stuff as quick as possible with really good production quality. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't see why you would use iPad and another device to play. Yeah, you can only use it. I mean, one device to play all of those things
Yeah.
and have them recorded to your DAW. But for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to see.
But I mean, you never know. Like somebody may have a track. Hey, I want to play. How can I hook it up?
Oh, yeah.
Boom. If you have another Apple product, you'll need an adapter. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could have two things going, and you never know with a live show or when people
You
want to
know
add
what?
stuff.
I was thinking about we have a friend drummer, Swiss Chris, right? And he would use a little mixer to sub mix certain things for like a live show and
Oh
like
yeah,
background tracks and stuff like that,
yeah,
and have a separate mix for like himself and what goes into PA.
hmm
You can do that with control software.
yeah,
You can set up two different mixes, and you can send a click track through mix B and a stereo track through mix A.
hmm
So flexibility of the software and routing is, I would say, endless.
oh yeah. I totally agree. Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure how to utilize it to its full potential, but I already see the possibilities.
Oh yeah. I mean, it can be for content creation, but hey, if you want to start making those tracks and get into doing some music stuff, like this gives you a leg up on that. The two input preamps, the only thing is not is TRS, and that has Z, so you can't go straight in with a instrument.
Like a
It
guitar,
needs
yeah.
power in between,
Yeah, you
so it
need-
needs a direct box. But that's not a big deal per se. But yeah, but from a synth or something, from like other um or actually other interfaces or some other TRS style audio source that you will have, you can go into the multi-use two inputs.
XLR or quarter inch. Also, another thing that you need to do with TRS when you connect your outboard gear, like analog preamp or the channel strip or anything, analog, you have to connect it through TRS.
Yeah.
and then your gain should be all the way down.
Okay.
So another useful. That's what I've learned from just watching other Lewitt videos
Uh-huh.
on YouTube. So those things, but once you get used to the workflow, is I mean,
Yeah.
and we have a couple other interfaces at the studio, and this interface is great on the go to create content to do what we do now.
Mm-hmm.
But I would use it for post production. I would take this interface to. I have another mixing room, and for the purpose of this video podcast or a performance we was recording, I want to use it for post production. So I want to actually use it for mixing
Mm-hmm.
and put it to work and see. Yeah, well, it sounds great. The digital to analog converters when you connect your near field monitors. Yeah,
Yeah.
sound clean.
Yeah. We were listening rather in the control room.
Mm-hmm.
We put the speakers to it, and yeah, sounds great. Converters on point. Um, Lots of stuff that you can do inside of Connect 6, like compression and
EQ,
EQs,
expander. You can
expanders.
mute,
Yeah,
phase flip.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Automatic gain,
auto setup.
auto gain setup. If you're not, you just want to quickly get some gain going. It's like a 10-second countdown,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll talk, it'll be gathering information, and then average out the
Mm-hmm.
perfect gain for your microphone
Yeah,
and
and
the guest microphone.
if you have background noise in the room or like you recording outdoor, I don't know.
Yeah.
They add expander to kind of control background noise.
Oh, and that's the other cool thing when you're setting it up for the gain. It also tells you to be quiet for 10 seconds, basically to get like room tone
Yeah, yeah.
to help you, bring down those
Mm-hmm.
background noises even more. So that was pretty slick. I like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that.
But that's something you have to understand that once you do it, there's no way undo it in post production.
Yeah.
So those things, like I was saying at the beginning, EQ and compressor, like for music recording, is great.
Hmm.
You high pass filter, things that you don't really need. You're
Yeah.
gonna high pass filter in post production anyway. So why not do it? Like, for example, these microphones, they're great, but they don't have. Remember, like older version would have high pass filter on it and a pad.
Hmm.
Like this version doesn't offer high pass filter.
Hmm.
So
I think
whether
it's one built in. Is there?
no, they have it on the tube microphone
Oh, okay.
and other versions.
Yeah.
I think Sub Zero maybe the version of Lewitt microphone.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but going in and tweaking your EQ straight to tape, you can do it later, but you can do it just like we're doing now.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean saves time.
Yeah. And that's the point of this stuff. We use it for business, but it can be used for pleasure. And if you're not well versed in audio, this may be a little bit trickier to get used to. I will say that,
Yeah, routing
but
is complex.
yeah, it's a little complex.
Yet
We're
simple.
audio engineers, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. Also, they're not tricking you. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
you know, you will have to spend a little time with it if you're not used to getting around an audio interface. But that's becoming everybody, has some kind of experience at this point with an
Yeah.
audio interface.
Yeah,
You
two
know,
channel interfaces are
Yeah.
like I don't
it's
know.
a natural
Yeah,
thing for us.
everybody got two channel interface.
Yeah. So, um, I dig it, and the big thing that sticks out and that I can't wait for us to try out, which I think we may do maybe even after this, as soon as this ends, do a quick live
Yeah,
with
go.
it, and
Yeah, because the USB-C port for the phone, it's in and out. You
hmm
can play music into your computer or into your DAW,
hmm
but you can also send audio back to your phone. And
hmm
even in Control Center, they give you separate a phone faders and mobile in and mobile out,
hmm
so you can control separately, individually. That's very useful. And yeah, putting a good microphone through the interface and going live on IG, that's groundbreaking.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to trying that out. Um, what other things you would like to go over?
Well, aux in is very useful. Again, like for the phone right now, let's say you didn't update your software on your phone, right? And it's not communicating. The hardwire always works. Uh, eighth inch in, and you can connect any device. Also, good thing about the control center, right? The maximizer, which is like a mastering limiter maximizer. So when you go live online, you can actually push the volume up, right? And it would, it's like using a compressor. Once you hit it harder, it start compressing and gain reduction.
hmm
You see, so same thing with the maximizer. You start pushing it and turning a knob, and it'll start compressing a little bit,
hmm
right? So, but also controlling the volume. So when you go live, you want to go loud enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like distorting or anything, but maximizer on top of the compressor. Compressor, you can control the dynamics and loudness and all those things.
hmm
But on top of that, it's like putting things on the stereo output, the
hmm
final left and right processing, like you would do it on, I don't know, analog console or
Yeah.
doing a live sound. You still want
Yeah.
to do a little bit of something.
Yeah. On the whole thing to
Whole
just
thing,
make it
yeah, yeah,
gel that much better.
yeah. I
hmm
think I think this is very useful as well. And yeah, the whole thing is complex yet simple as far as control center. Still need more time to figure out how to use it for what we do.
Yeah, it's pretty expansive, the whole thing. So, uh, but easy enough to get started. You gotta there is an app. Yeah, this the Lewitt Control Center. You have to download to your laptop to really get into tweaking everything that goes on with the audio interface. Um, but again, and it has a bunch of stuff that you can also do in your DAW. So it's like
Either or.
either or, and then being able to use this, some of the actually that's what my I'm looking forward to checking out with going live is being able to use the effects and stuff live.
EQ, yeah.
Yeah,
Each input comes with a EQ compressor and expander,
yeah. So
so you can process.
yeah, that'll be interesting to do it without like computer really involved, or
Mm.
or
Well,
does it have
once you set up, dial in
uh-huh.
the effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because then, like you said earlier, it saves the
Yeah,
settings and stuff.
yeah.
So
You can
yeah,
still adjust gain and
which
headphone.
yeah, and you do all of that with the big button on top. You
Yeah,
can
just
scroll
press it. Yeah,
through the control of the gain and for your headphones through that as well. So oh, okay.
yeah. I think if you do complex routing and streaming online,
Mm-hmm.
I would use a laptop with a control center because you can
Yeah.
get access to many different things.
Yeah. And pretty much with everything else, you can do that. Like besides IG, it's like the
Hmm.
yeah, um, yeah. Anything else?
For now, I think that's it. But more we use it, better we get with just like everything, getting familiar with a new product.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I must say I like the build of it. It's not too flimsy or anything. The big knob, just the actual hardware of the product is nice. A nice big meters.
Hmm.
That's you don't see that too often. That's pretty cool. You can see if you're distorting or if it's too much gain, and yeah,
Hmm.
it keeps you aware. Um, and you can see it from afar. It's not just like three dots. Good,
No, this, yeah,
almost distortion.
yeah, no, this,
It's
yeah, this is a
yeah,
good meter.
yeah. I really like this meter. So yeah, just overall a well put together machine for me. And the flexibility between being a musician and a content creator, um, they took it, to a really good level, and the small footprint of it as well. For what you can do with this, whew, wow! Can't wait to spread the word a little bit
Lightweight.
more about
Hmm.
this, because there's so many things that's hitting the market, but there's some special stuff out here, and I would put this in that category. So, if you're in the market for uh, a decent audio interface that you can use flexible with a lot of different ways, this is the one.
Hmm. If you're in United States, you can get it for $300,
Mm-hmm.
which is not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Yeah.
so many things add on. Yeah, like having plenty of gain. You don't have to buy what is it, cloud lifter.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah. No cloud lifter is needed. It's 72 dB a game.
Hmm.
So yeah, the beloved, Shure SMB 7 owners, you won't need to do another, add
Hmm.
a couple hundred more dollars to your budget for that. And that's becoming commonplace with most two channel interfaces nowadays. So
Yeah, must have plenty of gain.
yeah, everybody's just building that in now. So um, that's good to see everything catching up with what's going on in the content creation world. All right. Well, I think that's it for the Lewitt CONNECT6 review. Um, we're both blown away. How do you say? Or I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot to learn still,
yeah. I
and
mean,
quality is there.
considering they're also, their main thing is microphones.
Yep.
For them to do something so versatile, um, it is pretty amazing for such a young company going so ambitiously into another part of pro audio, and um, really knocking it out of the park for what people need in
Hmm.
this day and age. So kudos to Lewitt.
Yeah, just like their microphones, the interface sounds great.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
nice and clean and
yeah.
clear. What you want to hear when you when you record
Hmm.
anything, your vocals, music, everything. So shout out to Lewitt. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Art of Music Tech. If you want to get in touch with us, check us out on all the social media platforms: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. Follow us. Let us know what you think. And if you get this as well, let us know. And if you would like to purchase this as well, you can check us out. Please reach out to us through oneofoneproductions.com. And yeah,
That's it for now.
that's it for now. I'm heading off to podcast evolutions for this week. So looking forward to finding out about more stuff in podcasting and continuing on. All right. So thank you from myself and Dennis.
Thank you guys for listening.
Let's go.
Let's go.